Have you ever just looked at a blank screen and wondered how a pro architect turns that nothingness into a complete, detailed plan for a house? Well, today, we're diving right into that exact process.
It really can feel like some kind of digital magic, watching a design go from 0 to 100. But here's the secret. It's not magic at all. It's a system. So how does a simple line on a screen become the blueprint for a home? That's the big question we're going to answer right now.
All right, let's get into it. And just to be clear, this isn't about learning to use a specific piece of software. Nope. We are pulling back the curtain and deconstructing the expert methodology, the real workflow that civil engineers use to build a plan from scratch. It's all about the system, not just the tools.
And everything, and I mean everything, starts right here. Before a single wall ever gets drawn, a professional first builds a rock-solid digital foundation. This is probably the most critical part of the whole process, and it's all about preparation and structure.
So what does that actually look like? Well, it's a super disciplined 3-step process. First up, you launch and set up your environment. Then you establish a really strict protocol for your layers. And finally, you customize the interface so it works for you. That means getting all the tools you use most often right at your fingertips. See, a pro's first move isn't to draw. It's to build a framework that guarantees you'll have speed and total control later on.
Now let's talk about layer management, because this is a huge deal. The best way to think about it is like having stacks of digital tracing paper. You assign unique colors for everything, say blue for the structure, orange for electrical. You put every single element on its own layer. By doing this, you get absolute control. Want to see just the plumbing layout? Boom, one click. Need to hide all the furniture to show a client the empty space? Done. This is the non-negotiable bedrock of any complex project.
Okay, on to the next phase. With our foundation set, it's time to stop just drawing and start building. This is where we learn how to work smarter, not harder, by using some of the most powerful tools in an architect's entire digital arsenal.
And the star of the show here is the dynamic block. So what is it? A dynamic block isn't just a static little drawing of a door or a window. Oh no. It is a single, reusable, intelligent object. It has smart properties baked right into it that lets you modify it. You can stretch it, flip it, change its style, all without ever having to redraw it from square one.
And this right here shows you just how massive that leap in efficiency is. The old way, manual drafting, meant you had to draw every single window, every single door. It's so repetitive, it's slow, and you're bound to have little mistakes. With dynamic blocks, you just insert one smart object and tweak it. It guarantees everything is uniform and lets you make instant updates across the whole project. The time you save is just enormous.
But here's where it becomes a total game changer. These smart blocks can actually hold their own data. What that means is the measurements, the little labels on the plan, they can be linked directly to the object itself. So when you resize that window block, the dimension on your blueprint updates automatically. This is incredible for keeping everything accurate and getting rid of silly manual errors.
Okay, so our building shell is up, built with these super smart, efficient parts. Now it's time to actually bring the space to life. We're moving inside to fill the plan with all the little details, the functional stuff, the aesthetic stuff that really makes a house feel like a home.
So how do the pros do this so fast and keep it all consistent? They use a tool called the Design Center, and I absolutely love this analogy. Think of it as the architect's digital warehouse. It's like this pre-built library that is just stocked with everything you could possibly need. Sofas, tables, sinks, ovens, all of it just ready to be dropped right into the plan.
So with this warehouse, the interior gets filled in piece by piece. Furniture blocks are dropped in to play around with different layouts. You can draft detailed tiling plans for the kitchen. You can place appliances with millimeter precision. It's at this stage that the abstract lines on the screen really start to feel like a real livable home. So the design is done. It's all detailed out. But listen, a brilliant plan is completely useless if you can't communicate it clearly to your clients and, most importantly, to the people who actually have to build it. This next step is all about packaging the design into a professional presentation. So what is it that turns a simple drawing into a professional, actionable document? As you can see here, it really boils down to a few key things. You need super detailed, unambiguous dimensions for every single part. You need precise elevations to show what things look like from the side. And you need something called a smart title block. And here's the crucial part. That automation we've been talking about, it continues right to the very end.
A smart title block isn't just a box you have to fill out by hand on every page. No, it automatically pulls in all the project info, like the date, the scale of the drawing, the page number, and applies it consistently across every single sheet. This just wipes out human error and makes the final package look totally professional. And that brings us to the final reveal. This is the culmination of this entire professional workflow we've just walked through. Let's see what it all looks like when we put it all together. So this is where we started, remember? The before, the raw plan. It's clean, it's perfectly structured because of our layers and blocks, but really, it's just the skeleton of the idea.
And this is the after, the finished technical file. It's a dense, information-rich document where every single line has a purpose, every symbol has a meaning. It's fully annotated and ready to be handed over for construction. This is the blueprint, ready to become a building.
So, what's the one big idea you should take away from all this? The crucial point is that this isn't just a random list of tips and tricks. It is one unified workflow. Every single step, from setting up the layers to using smart title blocks, builds logically on the one that came before it. It's a cohesive, repeatable system for getting professional results every single time.
And this whole process leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about. As these incredibly powerful systematic workflows become the new standard, what does that mean for creative design itself? Is the future going to be shaped more by the free-form intuition of the artist's hand or by the rigorous efficiency of the architect's system? Definitely something to ponder.